Well, this is something my sweetie came up with. She painted that wall over there red, and you can see once the stairs are painted, the rails are painted and everything, that red really kind of sets everything off. So I thought that was awful pretty and worth seeing. I want to get this beam out of here, and I went upstairs and pulled the floor up, which wasn't a real hard thing to do because this floor's been pulled up before when they ran the original old wiring. And this is the beam that runs across there. That is a 6x6 beam. I believe it runs the length of the house. It's pretty huge, and to be honest with you, that board downstairs ain't holding it up. So I'm thinking I don't have any trouble taking that out. What I settled in on was fixing these steps. These steps were broken. The edges of the things were broken off, and I saw my brother-in-law a few years ago use wood putty to fix them with. I didn't think it was strong enough, but it was. Here's one right here that I puttied this over and sanded it and put a little paint on there, and you know, it doesn't look any worse than a spot like this where the wood's all beat up, you know. So I'm doing something similar right here. You can see this one has quite a gash out of it, and you know, my goal is to get the step out to here where it used to be, and I've done so on this one and sanded across the top. And this was broken off back to here. So there's quite a lot of step was missing off of there, and I've got most of it back on there, and I'm working it down with a big bodywork sander there, and it's coming along real nice. I got the same deal going on up here. You kind of have to do this stuff in layers. You put a layer on there and let it harden up, and then come back and put another layer on. But it's working out good, and the steps are going to look nice. And once I get them finished, we can paint these steps. With the steps being painted, and the wall being painted, this place is starting to look like somebody lives here. You know, this is a good example of what I'm talking about. This is the way this part of the house has looked ever since I bought it. You see the paint shifting off of there, and you know, gradually doing things like this allows us to make it look pretty in here, which now that we've opened up the living room, that's what we want to do. Alright, I'll go ahead and show you a little bit more of my sweetie's work. I showed you how this door looked the other day. Look at it now. Doesn't that look a lot better? Trish did that while I was at work. She scraped all that door, and she scraped all this stuff around here. She's been puttying the cracks in the plaster up there. She actually filled this whole spot here. She's done all this by herself. On these steps over here, she came and caulked up the crack all along, all up through there. You know, between the two of us, we get a lot of work done. I'm doing wiring, light switches. She's doing painting and puttying, and you know, it's kind of neat to be working on an old house like this, working on it together.